Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of On the Range podcast with War HOGG Tactical and Kelley Defense, wherever you are. Thank you for making this part of your day. And as always, I am joined by Rick Hogg, the president owner of War HOGG Tactical. How's it going, buddy?
Well, thank you there, Mark Kelley, president owner of Kelley Defense. Man, doing great today, buddy. Dude, you got to love it, right? You got to enjoy life, and it's good to chuckle because I think it just shows others, hey, man, just enjoy what you're doing. But really, I want to thank the viewers listening out there for giving us your most precious commodity, your time to tune in. Can't do it without you guys. Do us a huge favor. Make sure you guys go over to warhogg.com and kelleydefense.com. Check out our website. Sign up for the newsletter. Don't forget OTR training on demand on both of those homepages. Go check that out. Don't forget, you can save a boatload of cash with our industry partners, so check those guys out as well. And then don't forget, we've got patreon.com/On the Range podcast. We do a bi-monthly Zoom call with our patrons. We solve all the world's problems during those conversations. Just a great time with our global patrons. And then don't forget, over on Vimeo, check all that stuff out. That's where you can get your OTR training on demand. Last thing but not least, guys, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us a rating review. I don't care if it's just a thumbs up emoji. Give us something. Just help us beat this crazy AI algorithm, because here's the bottom line, man. Our speech is slightly being infringed currently, and this is a way that we can get the word out there, but we need your help. Preferably don't hit that subscribe button. If you're driving, wait till you get to that safe point, then hit the subscribe. Don't forget rating, review, thumbs up emoji. And I think we've got one more bit of housekeeping reference, who we're getting support from this episode, Mark, huh?
Yeah. So this episode is brought to you by Manscaped.
Yeah. So support for On the Range podcast brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in the below the waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped has recently launched the ultimate men's hygiene bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 5 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer, 20% and free, that's right, free worldwide shipping with the code OTR20 at manscaped.com. So you can save yourself, again, a boatload of cash. Free shipping. Come on, man. Who doesn't love free shipping?
Yeah. And I tell you right now, if you haven't had a shave with one of these premier engineered instruments that they have, you're missing out.
Dude,
and there's no reason why not they shouldn't go there and use it. That 20% off is more than what they give for even their subscribers to their site. So take advantage of it. Yeah, the stuff they sent us was unbelievable.
Dude, let me tell you, they are crushing it out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check them out. And again, got some dastardly nose hairs dangling that you're worried about? No problem. Go hit the weed whacker, man. Clean that stuff right up, man. You'll be good to go. Trust me.
Yeah.
All your lady friends will be like, I'm sitting there going, nope, no more nose hairs dangling out. So yeah, man,
yeah.
They got
if you're single, this would definitely help your grooming game below the waistline.
Oh, dude, you'll be good out there crushing it.
Again, guys, thank you for taking your time and spending it with us. We have an exciting show today. It's really kind of our first. We've done reviews of things. We've showcased events. The Americana that we enjoy so much, like the Army-Navy game and the Joey Jaws Chestnut winning his 15th title, more than Tom Brady. I think more than anybody else. I think Masvidal he's the only one that's even close. I mean, he's crushing it, and all those things we showcase. But this is something that's kind of near and dear to our heart because it's a friend of ours, and we really love the series. And we're talking, of course, about the Terminal List, the Terminal List series of books. This is the original, and I know Rick had one.
I was going to hold up the latest one. In the Blood, that's his latest one.
In the Blood. We've had the pleasure of having him on our show. Jack Carr, the author, former Special Navy warfare guy, the Navy SEAL. He's unbelievable. His writing and his storytelling he's going to be one of the great ones. He's going to be remembered as one of the great thriller writers of our time. I have no doubt, especially the military genre. And this really isn't totally just military. the protagonist, James Reece, Lieutenant Commander James Reece, is a former military guy, and yeah, there is some aspects of that, but he is just a great storyteller, Rick. Big time.
Oh, yeah, and here's the thing. This is how excited Jack was when you think about the whole Terminal List, the Amazon series.
Right.
So when we had him on the show, it was The Devil's Hand was getting ready to release, and that was the whole premise. Was he was supposed to talk about The Devil's Hand and that thing coming out. He didn't care, right? And that's the beauty with On the Range podcast is we've got no hidden agendas. We pretty much tell the guest, hey, it's your show, and we mean it. It's your show. Mm-hmm. Jack wanted to talk about being on the set of the Terminal List. Little behind the scenes. So what we didn't know at the time was Jack had actually worked all night. So they were, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. When you go watch the Terminal List, the first kind of episode, nighttime operations, tunnel stuff, he was up all night filming that stuff. So yeah, he was dragging a little bit, but dude, he was super stoked as far as all that stuff goes. So we just thought it'd be kind of fitting. Hey, with this episode, let's go dig into something. And when you look at the opening credits, kind of the first thing that pops up is you've got James Reece's workbench out in his garage. And it's kind of a iconic point that he kind of comes back into from throughout the series. So we just wanted to kind of hit on that a little bit, discuss some of the items that are on there. And really, when you take a look at it, it just wasn't willy-nilly stuff thrown on there. Now, a lot of it is driven from Jack, and kind of his passion as far as, SOG stuff, intelligence stuff, the hatches from Daniel Winkler. But the thing is, I think this is where kind of you got some movie set-esque, and I'm not downplaying it. I think Jack wanted a place, probably if he had his input, to kind of put all some things in one spot, which seems fitting. I can tell you straight up, I know my workbench doesn't have half the items out there. My hatchet is not out on my workbench. That's right. We'll talk about the old Winkler hatchet here. A little different than the one that Jack has. So again, just kind of that's the blade configuration there. As you notice, the handle's got a couple miles on it from a little bit of overseas use. But anyway, it's kind of interesting where I know for me personally, I don't have a bunch of my things out there. I think one of the items, if I recollect correctly, it's on the far right-hand side. He's got a copy of Larry Vicker's book series. Mine aren't out there on the workbench because if they were, they'd have, greasy fingerprints all over them, and all that stuff would be jacked up with oil or grease or gun residue or whatever, right? So that's kind of those books would be in actually the only books I have out there on my workbench are either something gun related or reloading stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not like anything. I'm not going out to the garage to do any reading. My ISIS flag is not out there. That's in the house. But again, everyone's got their own thing, but it kind of just showcases one point. And then one thing, as I got to reach away here. So again, my platoon pictures and things like that aren't on my workbench either. Here's a classic. Boom. As I kind of as I'm fighting the light here. The old Desert Storm. So there it is, 1505 out there I don't know where we found this grass field at, and I think that was in Saudi Arabia, if I remember right. I don't know if that was up in Iraq.
Could be.
I don't remember where it's at, but it's somewhere over there. But yeah, man. So that's a classic, platoon picture that. Yeah, man. So
yeah,
just some differences there, and I think kind of the last big one. I don't have any rifles kind of hanging up out there by my workbench.
Yeah.
And I've got a reloading press. I didn't, that was one thing I didn't notice. He didn't have a reloader out there. Yeah. So he must have some big, deep pockets to get his hand.
Yeah. I know. So, yeah. So yeah, so you're the same way as I. I don't have a ton of pictures and things that I'm afraid that it is going to get jacked up from me just being careless because I'm doing something, not paying attention. Like photos and books and things like that. But, the nice thing about, during the terminal list and that opening sequence is it shows those things. And guys who have a place like that in their house or their garage or in their shop downstairs, whatever it's located, we all know that it's filled with those things, those little things that mean something to us, that to anyone else, and everybody has those kind of things, but those type of collection areas seem to be the place where they end up for guys like you and me. If we do a lot of things out there, you got some spec books out there, you got some manuals if you're doing some work, modding up your stuff, changing batteries, whatever, spending time, got the music on. So one of the things I have out there, I have two things I wanted to show that I thought were pretty cool. I'm sure guys that are old enough to remember these. Yeah, buddy. There's not a whole lot of security going on with your firearm, but yeah, man, the UM84 holster, patent pending when this came out. Yeah, but I keep that out there. I have that hanging up. I don't put anything in it. I just like to look at it every now and then. Means a lot to me. I'm able to keep that. And then another thing too, that is from my grandfather. That instead of putting, everybody's got those gun oil, the bottles, and you just chuck them, right? They get all messed up, so you just get rid of them. Well, I keep this bad boy out there. And instead of, I have my gun oil in there. Nice. And I can't really date this, but I can tell you right now, it's probably late teens, maybe. Yeah. So this is probably 100 years old. Yeah. And it's just something that means a lot to me. And oiling up my gun with this, and even though I get it all over the place, I don't care. I just like to look at it. So,
but dude, it's a family.
Can you imagine throwing that away?
No.
If you found that on in like some abandoned building, could you bring yourself to throw that away?
Nope.
Couldn't. No. It just ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
No.
So yeah, but that's cool. But that opening sequence, you see that shop, and everybody immediately can take yourself to that place in your house where you're at, that you can sit there and you just have all your things. Everybody when you're kids, they do that. They surround themselves with their things, and that's what these places are like.
But his, I mean, let's be an honest broker, man.
His pretty, yeah.
His is nice, right? Impressive. I mean, it's like, dude, mine, no way. No. It's a working bench. There's crap. It's just like, dude. I don't have a fancy oiler. I'm the little bottles of oil guy, but that's just Well, I would be too if I didn't have that gem right there, buddy. No, dude, I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
But so let me pull up this. Let me pull up a quick pic here, right? So
you guys who are watching this on YouTube are getting a huge treat, and this really isn't giving anything away because these are obviously production photos. They're not something from the actual show.
Yeah. So this is from Extreme Props, and basically it's their IG post, but he kind of went and just took some quick snippets of the Workbench setup, right? So just, over here, for those of you obviously watching the YouTube world, those are the Vickers books there. Larry originally designed them to be more like a tabletop type book, but again, just something I wouldn't have out on my Workbench, you've got a light out there, and I've got a couple different lights out on mine. I've got kind of the big, long shop one. Then you got one, hey, if you got to do a little more precise looking. I don't have any of my bourbon out there, out on the Workbench. So preferably like to keep mine a little closer.
Every room within arm's reach.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, especially with, Teton Distillery Double Barrel Maple, just absolutely delicious on the lips, and appreciate what Paul does. Where proceeds of the sales goes to the Duco project. But again, he's got his rugged suppressor hat out there. Most of mine. Now, here's the thing: you got to kind of keep your hats in one place, because if not, them cats will grow legs and like go all over the place. So it's like, hey, man, have your place, man. If I were to put all my hats on my Workbench, I wouldn't have a Workbench. I'd have a hat store.
Now, is that a new lid you got on right now? That looks like it. Is that Tiger Stripe?
It is, man. So I'm gonna get a little closer. Yeah, man.
Dude, let me bring that full screen.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Boom. Yep.
When did this happen?
Dude, just came in the mail. So all of you that support basically Explosive Apparel Design and the In Honor of Duco project, or I should say the Blackbeard and Friends In Honor of Duco. Yeah, so I just got this in the mail, and they sent it out the first part of January. So I know people have been kind of going, hey, man, stuff's slow coming in, lost in the mail. Yeah, dude, it took months to get here. But yeah.
Dude, that looks good, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm digging this one. Between that and the multicam black one, I'm super liking those. Yeah. But they don't sit on my workbench, man.
No. Yeah, I got a spot. All of them for all of mine. Yeah.
But he's got his, got the Trident out there. So kind of got some more books, and it's kind of, it's hard to tell what some of these books are laying right there. And I think right over here, kind of where the mouse is that black and white platoon picture. And really that was one of the snapshots. If you remember a while back, Jack posted one. That's that platoon picture posted there. So, I mean, they've done a good job, as far as that stuff goes. And then let me see here. Let's click over one. Yeah. So just another, he's got his safe over on this side, a bunch of stickers on there. You can kind of see, some of your different books there. Some of your SOG picks. That might be one of Jack's coins, maybe right there. It's hard to tell, patches and stuff like that, stickers and stuff. But yeah, right here's that picture I was telling you about. I can't tell if that's the one that has Jack in it or not. But
let me see if I can pull up one of those while we're talking about it. But yeah, that some of those, like that one there, looks like it's probably not the post-production photos that you were just talking about. Because one, like you said, had Jack in there. And,
but
man,
I mean,
what
he
a
could
great picture that was.
Yeah, he could have very easily stepped out of that one, and they could have re-snapped. Who knows?
Right.
But it's just
man, like you said, that's a good looking bench, man.
Yeah. Oh, 100. Super clean, super looking good. Again, got your,
like that old clock.
Got the clock there. You got your that's just the Navy SEAL coin. You got a poker chip from somewhere. The black rifle coffee mug, and then of course the bone frog. Kind of symbol there.
Little skeleton there, yeah.
Yep. And then of course you got your SAS Extremed Unarmed Combat book there. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I love that clock. I wonder where that's from. It looks you think it looks something from some kind of a Mariner?
It could be, man. I'm sure it is. Now, if we had a little more, like you can see somebody back here getting some rank on there, like I guarantee when you dig at it, there's a lot of history and then pictures and stuff like that. So not being a Navy guy, it's hard to tell. Like that's probably a Bud's picture up there. I don't know, who's all there. But again, you got your Forging Survival book, SOG, which is an absolute classic one, highly recommended. Again, you got the patch there. Looks like the old classic G-Shock. Not sure who that.
We all had those. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Not sure who that folder is, but you got looks like some early day sub ops launching the
little Zodiac there. Yeah.
Of course, your Department of the Navy, another bone frog. I'm trying to see what else we got. Of course, you got to have your American flag. There's your M1 Garand. So this is more right in here, kind of what I've got. Your different gun manuals.
Right.
That's what I'm going to have out on my bench. So again, if I'm looking to do something, hey, what's a torque spec or what's whatever, those books there lay that out. So that's more of what I'm having. I'm not having my reading collection out on the workbench. That's just me.
They'll get jacked up. Kids, even being out there, something's going to get jacked up.
The
SOG book.
Yep, that's a classic. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
That might be Hunting Bin Laden there. It's kind of hard to tell what all of them are. a handful of hard men. I mean, you can read some pretty easy, but it's just interesting to see like all the subtleties. And this is kind of the thing when you're looking at it, just all the subtleties kind of put in there. Let's see here. Yeah, there's another little,
Yeah, the Dynamis.
Yep.
Company, a friend of his.
Yep. Part of the same thing.
The war. Yeah.
Yep. And that's one of those going away gifts. Looks like that might be a map or something right there. Kind of hard to tell. Again, you got some more pictures here. Curious what's up with all those. Of course, American flags. Got your spot and scope.
Yeah, it's staged very well, and it's cool that nothing's in like a case to be protected, But man, how effective and how cool does that look?
But that's really the kind of centerpiece, right? And it's funny that, here's the tomahawks, right there, smack dab kind of in the center. And that's Jack's telltale, the cross hawks there. And again, looking nice, pristine wood. And like I said, it's kind of a little different than, having your wood all busted up and scorned and marred. And then, the bluing here, this is always the classic is, those have some nice bluing on there. I mean, my stuff's all kind of just worn
patina,
and shiny.
As they may say. Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, that's just kind of a quick rundown on the bench. I just thought it was, one of those important that, hey, we just kind of chat about that and just really just the effort. So when you look at kind of some of these productions, right, I'm not a super big Hollywood-esque guy, but when it comes to the way they did this series, and really that's the first thing you kind of set your eyes on, even in the opening credits, is that workbench and just how they did all that. Super impressive, man. I'm not gonna, they took, somebody took time and effort, whether that was, I don't know if that's some of Jack's stuff. I don't know if they went and, however they got the stuff, but pretty cool how they did that. So,
yeah.
So that's the original, that's the one everyone's kind of seen online there. So, and I'm
got
sure
Jack in there.
Yep. And that's old Anton, the producer for, and I guess they swapped producers. So I think he was the producer for episode 1. But I got a funny feeling. Yeah, I got a funny feeling that I think they might have swapped producers between episodes. Don't quote me on it. And I believe all the guys in that picture, obviously with the exception of Chris Pratt, I think they were former SEALs, if I recollect correctly. They kind of did that scene because it just allowed them, not really having to train them and do all that other stuff. They could just kind of flow in there, do their business. So it's kind of old hat. So that was pretty cool that, hey, reach out to your teammates, say, hey, man, want to come out and be on this set? And so they did. So, and you can see Jack sporting his hat with this crossed hatchet. So, yeah,
pretty much a throw to his logo.
Yeah, man.
And it's pretty badass, and it's a great post-production or production photo. The guy's looking badass, looking really good. And not to give away too much about the show, hope you guys are kind of tracking and enjoyed that kind of walkthrough, because that opening sequence to me, I don't remember if it was in the first episode or not, but they brought it in the second. They kind of just jumped right into the story with the first episode. Yeah, and it was just great. But not to give too much away, but we were friends of his. We wanted it to do well, and he was super excited about it. He was nice enough to come on the show, and I think they just flat out nailed it. It's good to have a good piece of entertainment done very well, and not have a bunch of crap. Not have a bunch of crap in it. Just watch some TV. Watch the hero go through his struggles, and man, it just turned out really good.
But I think here's the thing: they set the precedence. Because I don't know that anyone else has done a book like this. So I know, like when we had Stephen Hunter on, right? So they made Shooter into a movie. But again, you're looking at, hour and a half, 2 hours to try to get a book on screen.
Yeah. Right.
And the cool thing was, I mean, you've in essence got like 8+ hours to capture this book, which is huge. And I mean, it's just, I thought they did a very good job. It'd be curious because I know we'll get Jack back on the show, but just to ask, hey man, did it kind of fall in your vision? I mean, did you see all that playing out? Was it, how much Hollywood-esque was needed to get stuck in there? But I think what you're going to see, and this is just my gut feeling, I think Jack has set the bar for, if you're getting a book turned into a, what is called video series, because it's 8 episodes. I think the standard's been set. So I'm going to throw out one word of caution. So my daughter opts to, hey, she wanted to watch the Terminal List when she was over. So she goes, okay, cool. And clicks play and didn't realize that it picked up from where we left off, which was the end of episode 8. So she just hit replay, right? So she catches episode 8 and misses 1 through 7. And then it's like, come on, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So to anyone out there,
I could see how that easily happens. You know what I mean? Because someone watches it and it just,
So here's
That's
just
good.
a quick tidbit for anyone out there getting ready to watch that potentially, or over somebody's house, or whatever. Maybe they've already watched it. You're going to watch it again. Make sure you go to episode 1, and you don't want to jump right to 8 because trust me, she was hot. Like, oh, I missed it all. It's like, man. And I wasn't there to supervise, So could have been.
Treat it all as a flashback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The hero has a flashback.
Dude.
Yeah. But the first episode, there's some dark stuff in there, and there's some things that, veterans are struggling with. We've talked about a lot of the things, and the TBI stuff and the emotions and the family struggling with it. And it gets a little dark with what the hero, James Reece, has to go through, and it sets it up nicely, and you know exactly where he's coming from by the second or third episode.
Yeah. And, the key part is, I mean, this is, you bring it up where it kind of hits on some veterans issues. Well, here's the thing, man. We have got a mental health crisis going on in this country. So much to the extent, I just heard this today. So the National Suicide Hotline, they changed their number. It's 988. Yeah, dude. So let's think about it. We got 911 for emergencies. You've got 988 as the new,
wow,
suicide hotline. So, yeah.
Dang.
But that just goes to show kind of where we're at this day and age. And let me double check just to make sure I haven't totally lost my mind, because I'd hate to put out bad info. So I just wanted.
Very telling that you have to have something as recognizable as that because of the situation. Yeah.
Yep. So 988, that's the suicide veterans, veterans, or the suicide crisis lifeline. So that's kind of where we're at. And I think it's important. We share it out there to the viewers, listeners. Hey man, granted, you might not need it, but get it out there. Just let people know. And I think it's very telling that we've gone from a 1-800 number to now we're at a 988. So yeah, just on that note, look out for your buddies. Those of you that are first responders, military, dude, shoot your buddies a text, man. Just go check in on them. Say, hey, how you doing? And if you think or have an inkling, reach out and just start the conversation. And worst comes to worst, just tell them, hey, 988, talk to some professionals and go from there.
Yeah. But the Terminal List, we're super happy with it, and we're happy for Jack, and it's a huge smash. And like I said before, it's good to have good, solid entertainment. Dude, listening and watching a good story, it's just great. All the supporting cast did a great job. Chris Pratt did a great job. Showed his range. We talked about it on OTR Vantage Point. Showed his range of emotion that he can do, and the supporting guys, they worked really well together. And yeah, man, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
it's cool, and it kind of it rejuvenates you to have a little bit of faith back in Hollywood, to go, all right,
Yeah.
you guys can make quality entertainment. You can. The
Yes.
potentials,
Yeah.
the potential is there. There was no hidden messages that I picked up on. Kind of hit some points that drive home, and overall, man, I'd sit there going, man, I'm ready for 8 more. Where's the next one? Let's get this thing rolling. So, hoping, Amazon picks them back up. I don't see why they wouldn't, and just keep burning this series. So, Jack's going to have to keep burning out books, because let's say they do one a year. Well, he's got a little bit of a jump start, but if they opt to get Eager Beaver and burn out 2 in a year, man, I mean, it is just there. It's that good. So hats off to Jack. Anyone, go check out the Terminal List. Trust me, you will not be disappointed whatsoever.
Yeah, and pick up those books too. You can get through them. They're on Audible too. If you're an Audible listener type, they're all on Audible and Amazon, and you could go ahead and join that service and get them and knock them out. I'm actually on the Savage Son right now. I did the Terminal List and True Believer, so working on Savage Son right now, and looking forward to getting through the rest of them. He's got 5 out, I think, total now.
Yep,
5. So yeah, they're easy read. He's very good at what he does, and like you said, it translated well. The production did a good job, and it looked like he was heavily involved in it. It looked like he was there through all points of the shoot.
I think he was.
Seems like it. Yeah.
But here's one last thing about Jack, right? So as you guys are out and about, wherever you may be, and there happens to be a bookstore or a copy of one of his books, you might want to make a pit stop and just pick it up, because Jack's been known to just arbitrarily sign books without doing official book signings. So I think he was at LAX a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Just do some
Signed
autographs.
all the books. Yeah.
Boom. So I mean, who does that, right? I mean, that just when you look at Jack Carr, man, and super impressed by him as both the writer and just an individual, right? And obviously, harness that relationship, friendship with him, but he's just a super stand-up dude. And I don't know of any other authors out there just cruising around, signing their books, just anonymously. Go, there's a copy of the book. Boom. Now, sometimes he'll let you know, he'll put the cat out and go, hey, man, I'm going to bookstore X. He likes to support the little bookstores. So like the mom and pop ones, he's super supportive on that. So on that aspect, support small business. I think he still does some box store stuff, but not as much as those little mom and pops, because I think that's kind of his passion there. But dude, if you're passing by, you see that name, Jack Carr, probably wouldn't hurt to go, hey, let me just thumb through this thing real quick, and bam, could sit there and have your gold mine.
Yeah. When we met him at SHOT, we had the opportunity to speak with him, and the amount of time he spent with the folks that were picking up his book and standing in line to meet him was truly impressive. And he was couldn't have been any more gracious. His whole team's great. So congrats to them. What a great show. I hope you guys like this review, and we're going to do some other stuff with the Terminal List, try to get one out every week or so, and talk about it and review maybe some scenes and stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that workshop, man, I'd like to have that workshop.
Dude,
So give me a week. Give me a week. I'll have it all jacked up.
well, here's the thing. I would love to have it, but there'd be some things I would just I'd have to pick up and not leave out there. That's just me.
I'll tear them
we
up.
keep the bourbon out there, but man, the books, I got a funny feeling. Oops, my bad.
Yeah. They wouldn't last very long out there. Yeah.
Or have some type of spill guard. So
something. Yeah. Well, you want to keep the kids out of it too. They're grown-ups now.
It'll be 5-finger discount and going, oh, look at here. I got me a new book for free 99.
That's right. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us today. Do us a favor. Make sure you go to warhog.com, kelleydefense.com. Check out our calendars. Check out all the past episodes, video and audio. Make sure you check out the new In Honor of Duco Loop Leash. There's a page dedicated to him talking about the In Honor of Duco project, talking about Duco himself. Let me see if I got mine right here. It's available. We may be doing some raffles and some other stuff Not going to let the cat. Yeah, we got some things coming up.
Yeah.
So get ready to support the In Honor of Duco project. If you go to warhog.com, you can contribute directly right there from the page. So take advantage of that. Yeah, also, don't forget to click on OTR Training on Demand. One-stop shop video training catalog. You can stream, you can download, keep it forever, watch it at your leisure. You can also go to patreon.com/On the Range podcast and support the show that way. Great times when we do the Zoom calls, question and answer. A lot of the stuff we do is based on the input that the patrons give us. And, you could be a part of that and support the show at the same time. But last and not least, make sure you share and like all these video and audio shows. Again, Manscaped, promo code OTR20. Save yourself 20% and get free worldwide shipping. Get yourself a fine shave too. And these things have a spotlight too, Rick. Remember that?
Yeah.
You could do it. And if your power goes out, can't watch TV, fire up that lawnmower 4.0.
That's it, man.
Clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Thanks again, Rick. This was a lot of fun.
Buddy.
Terminalists, make sure you check it out. We'll do some more shows on them and catch us next time. Words of Wisdom and OTR Vantage Point as well. Thanks, Rick.
Buddy.
Let's do it again,
Thanks,
pal.
man.
All right, guys.